Arch Manning, first start as the guy for Texas. Now, he started games before last year. I understand that. But Ohio State, different beast than Mississippi State. No knock on the good people in Stark Vegas. My grade for Arch Manning after his first start in 2025, wait for it, it's an F. It's an F. And it sounds like I'm being harsh. I'm not out on Arch Manning. I still think he's a good student. I still think Texas will be more than fine. I think Arch Manning will be more than fine. But we got to understand now, the reason why I think Arch Manning failed that first test against Ohio State, there were plays to be made. He didn't make them. Now, there's a reason why he didn't make those plays. For me, a lot of that was upstairs. Seemed like he was a little bit tight. Seemed like he was playing anxious. I don't question if Arch Manning can throw the shallow cross on the mesh route. I don't question if Arch Manning is able to make those throws. The concerning thing is that was a massive spot in a game where Texas wasn't a gotta-have-it game. It was a I definitely would like to have it kind of game if you're Steve Sarkisian, to be able to beat that team that beat you last year in the playoff. And, didn't make those plays. Did not make those plays, and that's the thing that now is going to be a talking point for us here over the course of the next few weeks going into the Florida game. Now, I said this even before we got into the week that was of week one. I said if Arch Manning does not play awesome, if he doesn't go off, understand now there's still some runway for him. What you are in week one is not what you're going to be the rest of the college football season. So while I give him that letter grade for that one game, I don't think Arch Manning's like an F-level quarterback. I think he's going to be a great quarterback the rest of the way throughout this season for Texas. I think he'll be great when it comes to his college career and you look back on it and what it was in Austin. I think what it was a bad test taker kind of day for my guy. You know what I mean? I've always been a little bit leery of people that say they're just bad test takers. Are you a bad test taker or you just don't study very well? But I do think there's something to you look back over the test when you get it back and it says that letter grade and you're like, man, what happened? And you look back over the questions, it's like, of course, I knew that. I knew the answer there. Why did I circle that answer and not the correct answer? I think that's probably the way Arch Manning feels going back through that tape. Ryan Wingo was open. Why did I sail it on him? We had my guy running wide open down the field on that first pass attempt of the game. Why am I skipping it to him? Bad test taker, bad test taking day versus bad student. I'm leaning more towards that for Arch as a bad test taker day than a bad student. So I'm not out on him. 17 for 30, 1 touchdown, 1 pick. Not great. Giving you an F, Arch. But I do think over the course of this season, he's going to be fine. Hear me very, very clearly. Now, Cato, this was a conversation you and I had at 2 a.m. or some egregious hour in the Miami airport. I was a little bit slap happy. I mean, things are going back and forth between you and I. It's like D24, whatever gate we're at in that Miami airport. But you were not impressed. Not impressed in the slightest. I want to just give you the floor and let you give your take on Arch. Because I gave him an F, but I think you might have even been a little more, I don't say down. I don't want to put words in your mouth. Where are you at on Arch Manning right now?
So I was ready to come on here and play bad cop if you were going to be a little bit too easy on Arch. Because I feel like a lot of people in media right now are kind of coddling him. And be like, guys, take it easy on Arch. It's his first game. Da, da, da. I hear all that. I am just – there's two things. It's twofold for me. One, it was just shocking. I think we can talk about the expectations and the last name and all of that. At the end of the day, just on paper, a 5-star plus recruit who's been in the system for 2 years playing like that is just shocking. I couldn't believe it was happening in real time. None of us knew that Arch was capable of that. And now we know that. And that kind of goes into the second part of this for me, is the level of concern. And I'd love to hear your level of concern because you said you think he's going to be fine. I think a lot of people think he's going to be fine. He's obviously going to play better this year. Got to give credit to Matt Patricia. The more I slept and got sleep after that Miami trip, really went back and watched it. And Matt Patricia was dialing up some unreal disguises both up front and on the secondary. And I think if the Ohio State can keep doing that this year, best of luck to whoever has to go up against that defense. My concern lies in a couple weeks when they go to the Swamp because Texas, they play Sam Houston State, they play UTEP. I forgot who else they play. They play one more team.
San Jose State.
San Jose State as well. All at home. I'm not worried about how Arch Manning performs in those games. But when you go to the Swamp after that, and mind you, this is going to be a Florida team who is coming fresh off of a game at LSU, at Miami. They're going to be battle-tested and ready for the moment. That spot in the Swamp really scares me, and that's where we're going to have to see if Arch can overcome these problems he had that were far more mental than physical. I think we can all agree. Throwing balls into the dirt, he was just so inaccurate, and you heard me saying it all weekend. He was so bad. I couldn't stop saying it because I couldn't believe it. He played
You went wrong.
He is the reason why Texas lost. In that locker room, everyone's like, God, Arch, like, come on, man. Like, you got to help us out there. Like, I think it's undeniable that he has to play better, and I don't think we're going to truly find out till we get to that Florida game. This is a team that has national championship aspirations. Where are you at as far as him having to achieve that? Because I think they're going to play a lot of teams on their schedule that have quarterbacks that are not fearless, and we don't have to worry about how they're going to be in that moment. Like, I'm not worried about DJ Lagway, stadium pulse all the way up, missing short balls. I'm not worried about John Mateer doing that. I'm not worried about Marcel Reed doing that. Like, there are teams now, when we looked at Texas' schedule, I was even on the side of calling it easy on the schedule, on the easier side of things. But then when you pair now that we know Arch is capable of this with who he's going to have to play, where are you at as far as level of concern when it comes to like Texas and getting to where they want to go as a SEC champion, a national champion, and a playoff team?
So I go back to where I had Texas in my preseason predictions. I had them as a playoff team. I did not have them in the national title game. I had them as a team that would compete for an SEC championship. And so coming away from this game, I still feel a little bit like, okay, let's let it marinate a little bit. I'm 100% with you. There was a shocking element to it, just optically. Like, going 17 for 30 is one thing, but bounce passing the ball on some of these throws, you're like, hey, I didn't know that was going to be in the realm of possibility. Maybe that's on me. Maybe I should have known. But with the last name Manning and with all that we had heard about the guy, that was a little bit more, I think how much the moment got to him shocked me. I'm still going to stick to what I said before and say I'm going to give it till Florida. If we get to Florida and it looks the same as it did in Columbus, then I'm going to say, okay, what's going on? Yeah. What's going on? I still think Texas, in a weird way now, Ohio State was the toughest test you could have given to Arch Manning based on that defense and that personnel. But I think if we go up to play Florida and it's that same level of like shockingly concerning when it comes to missing layups, then I'm going to say, okay, I think we can still win ugly, but like, how ugly is it going to have to be for us to go get to Atlanta and play for an SEC championship?
Yeah, a couple things. One, horseshoe, the shoe, Ohio Stadium, number one in stadium pulse now in the video game.
Gus Johnson.
We got to just up that now.
Yeah,
like, that has to be like, they had Arch seeing ghosts out there. The first half was jarring. Like, the first half was, I couldn't believe it. It was one of the worst halves of football quarterback has played. I'm worried because I think we can both agree Florida is going to be closer to Ohio State than these other three teams they're going to play on their schedule. So it's just so drastic. Like, it's going to be fascinating to watch. It'll be cool to watch the highlights of Arch the next 3 weeks. Whatever he does, he'll do. But that Florida game, man, that one's circled. Like, that one's circled. Can't wait to see it. Lagway versus Arch. I mean, this kid's going to have to get better from the neck up. I don't know what it's going to take, talking to his uncles, Steve Sarkisian getting him right. And I put some of the blame on Sark as well. I think Arch missed a lot of, like, gimme plays. You can't have your receivers diving on the ground during a screen pass behind the line of scrimmage. You can't miss some of those intermediate short passes that were layups. But, like, at that point, like, let's just run some option. Like, let's get this kid going. So I am curious if he isn't that top billing, just drop back, dissect the defense kind of guy. How does Sark have answers for that? How does he involve him in the run game? Texas just became a lot more interesting, I think, for sure, just given this performance Arch had.
If there was a quarterback that needed to have a support system after a game like that, it's Arch Manning. And the support system he has, like you just mentioned, I guarantee in 24 hours since that game ended, he's like, Uncle Peyton, what's up? What were you seeing? Hey, how do I bounce? Uncle Eli, what's going on? Hey, Sark. Like, the combo of Manning's plus Sark gives me confidence that he's doing the right things to bounce back from this. But like you said, he's gonna have to do it against Florida. We're gonna have to see, man. We're going to have to see.
You got to make your layups. I don't think there's anything. I don't think there's anything his uncles can tell him about making his layups. Like, if just complete the short
mental
passes,
side
Arch.
potentially, composure.
But like mentally they'll get him right for sure. And this is the last thing I'll say because we have some more quarterbacks to get here.
Love it.
Maybe Archie was trying to tell us something when he was like, "Hey, he's not coming.
Oh, stop!
He's not coming back. He is coming back. He's not going to the draft." Maybe Archie knew. Archie knew he had some growing to do for sure. But
just Archie throw him under the bus, man.
Yeah. Let's get to the rest of these quarterbacks.
Brutal, man. Brutal. It's good stuff though, man. Arch Manning, not a great grade. Last thing I'll say too before we move on to old Carson Beck. Arch Manning, if you're looking over the test, a lot of questions he solved were like, that was actually way harder than other parts of the test that you didn't do well on. Like the down the sideline NFL level throw to his tight end, I was like, that's way harder than making the throw to Ryan Wingo. He's running wide open. So I digress. But Arch Manning, not the best showing, all right? Not a fan necessarily of what we saw against Ohio State. toughest test of anyone else on this list. And again, I'm not out on Arch. I think he's going to be okay. But that game against Florida, like we said, that's where we'll start to have a little bit more of a definitive take on the young Manning out there in Austin, Texas.